My name is Timothy Callahan, and I'm here to talk to you about the book, The Four Agreements. The Four Agreements was written by Don Miguel Ruiz, who is a Mexican author who grew up learning about Mexican civilizations, ancient Mexican civilizations, including the Toltecs. So he took their philosophy and brought it to modern day. So it's also known as the Practical Guide to Personal Freedom. So the first agreement he talks about is being impeccable with your words. Impeccable itself comes from the Latin peccatus and im, which means without sin. So when you speak to people, you want to speak without sin. This is something we don't want to create negativity in our lives or the lives of others. So gossip would be an example of negative conversation. I grew up in the 80s where a lot of planes were having issues, and my mom worked for a aerospace company. So she talked about us flying all the time. Oh, we can't fly because planes are losing parts in fields in Kansas. So we never got to fly as kids, where all our friends did. And unfortunately, there came a time when my grandfather was dying that we had to fly to Florida. It was a very scary situation. But then once we did it, it was fine. But she created that negativity as we grew up, thinking that flying was this horrible thing. In actuality, now I fly all the time. So that's something that we need to be aware of when we talk to our children, for example. We create that negativity. So when we speak to people, we need to maintain our positive attitude. We need to be aware of our words. The second agreement he speaks about is don't take it personally. So a lot of times when people talk to us or they talk to us about something we've done wrong, or, oh, that's a really pretty jacket. It must be really cheap. Did you get it on sale? That's somebody that probably likes that jacket and knows that they can't afford that. But I can. And so they're jealous. So we need to be aware of that when people are speaking to us. Years ago, I had a friend I was hiking with, and I was talking to him about somebody that had cheated on me. We had been together for about 8 or 9 years, and just going up the mountain, down the mountain. And as we were coming down, he finally turned to me and said, "You know it's not about you, right?" And I said, "Well, what do you mean it's not about me? I was the one cheated on." And my friend said, "Well, no, your ex cheated on you. That was their problem. That was not your problem. You're getting the benefit, unfortunately, the repercussions of it, but you're not having to do with that. It has nothing to do with you. They're an idiot, not you." And it made me realize a lot of things in life from that point on, without even having read the Four Agreements at that point. So when people do things, when people say things, it's not intentional to us per se. They're upset over something. They're feeling negative feelings. And so that's why they do that. The benefit of being aware of that is that it breaks that bond of negativity. So we separate ourselves from that. The third agreement talks about assumption. And there's the old adage, what happens when you assume something? You make an ass out of you and me. So all that does is it creates emotional poison in us. I am famous for this one. I assume I'm going in to talk to a manager because I've done something wrong. And I think about all the clients I've worked on. And then I realize, nope, they just wanted to let me know I did a good job. Or this happened and it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The other situation that occurs is in relationships. And so if you guys could give us an example of what happens to people in relationships when they assume something.
I was calling you all day at work. I needed to get a hold of you. Are you trying to ignore me?
No, Gabe. I'm so sorry, but my phone was broken. I dropped it, and I had no idea you were trying to contact me.
So that's a great example. Gabe was trying to get a hold of Lindsay. Lindsay had broken her phone, completely out of her control. She was walking along, it dropped, and it stopped working. There was nothing she could do about it. But Gabe was concerned. Maybe there was something wrong. He was trying to get a hold of her. That happens a lot. Relationships. We see it all the time. The you should have known situation, I like to call it. You should have known I was feeling upset today. Why didn't you tell me this was going on? So one of the best things to do is question. I tried to get a hold of you today, Was everything okay? Did something happen? Oh no, I just broke my phone by accident. It's totally out of my control. That changes the situation right there. So by asking questions, we take out that negativity, we make our words impeccable, and we don't take it personal, and we stop making assumptions. From there, we get to the fourth agreement, which is always do your best. When you do all the three previous agreements, you then do your best. When I think of this agreement, and the author refers to it, I think of Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump just did things in life. He wasn't looking for accolades, he wasn't looking for a reward, he wasn't looking for any satisfaction other than doing something. He wanted to be a shrimp boater, so he did it, and he was the best one there. He wanted to run across the country, and so he did, and he was the best. He played paddleball and was the best. When you take out that reward situation, you just do what you need to do. And then when you do get a reward, it's just icing on the cake. Unfortunately, we see too much nowadays with the whole everyone gets a trophy situation that we're bringing up our children with. And if we just do things for the sake of doing it, whether it's working, school, so that we learn something, then we're just doing it, and then whatever reward or accolade we get, that's just great. Then we know we've done a great job. Not only do we know it, but someone else has recognized it. So by looking at all of these agreements together, it changes your life. You take negativity out of your life, you take the harshness and assumptions that happen, and you can just go through life thinking, okay, I can get stuff done without stress and without worry. So that is what I'm here to talk to you about, and hopefully you've gained something from it. Thank you.